Hey everybody, it's Jack and Dan.
Today we're going to talk a little bit more about Jack's tanks. We've done quite a few videos about how we set this whole operation up. We have not talked about all the awesome little dudes living inside. We're going to do that right now.
So these tanks over here on the ends are more of the sand tanks. So there's a deep blue sand that's in here.
Layers.
Yeah. And the reason that we're leaving the sun up is it does cause a little bit of a glare, but why don't you see these gouramis? Look at these powder blue gouramis. Wow. Step out of the way a little bit so your reflection's not in the way so we can see them. Look at these guys, how they look in the sun. Unbelievable. Now there's one of the turtles. As you can see, they're getting bigger. These are soft-shell Florida turtles. And around this time of day, they're sleeping down here in this sand. And they'll just kind of come out of the sand because they know they're going to get fed. Most of the time, they'll hop up here into the bridge, hop over here to the other side, and then they'll all kind of hang out here and eat. And then most of the time, then they go up here on the bridge, and then they kind of bask after that in the evening. Isn't that cool how the shadow goes on the wall, too?
Yeah, it looks like they're floating.
So these guys are all kind of waking up. Now, we also have these hill stream loaches in here. There's quite a few of these. One of our absolute favorite fishes. We love, love, love these guys. So they're kind of spread out through all three of these tanks. And they kind of go, oh, you can see the one gourami going in there. Let me get a picture of him going in there. So these big old root things are hollow. And, oh, there he comes. Come on out, dude. There he is. Isn't that cool? So there's albino bristlenose plecos that are in there. There's hill stream loaches that are in there. There's the blue gouramis, and all the fish go kind of down in there. We left this kind of open for now. We're not sure what we're going to do. This is really just an area for the turtles to go down and get down in that sand because that's what they like doing. So there's just a little above gravel aqua clear. I think these are 70s on here. So we have that on there, and we've graduated these guys to Reptimin. They were on little tiny baby food, but now they're eating Reptimin. And so over here, we're going to skip over this one. Oh, there's another one of those gouramis going through the bridge there. This is the bigger bridge that we did that connects this one. And over here, we pretty much have the same thing. Just one of these little roots. We've got, look at this big guy. He's getting pretty big. Hey, buddy. He's like, what's up? Where's my food? All right?
Yeah.
So Jack has 6 of these turtles. There's 5 that are all doing really well, pretty big. And then there's one like little runt one. We just call him Runt. There's another one of the hill streams over there on the back. Love these guys. They're so cool. Most of the albino plecos are hiding up in here because they had babies again. So they're kind of hiding out in here. I saw one of the babies the other day come out, little tiny albino bristlenose pleco, but most of them are too small still. They're just hanging out inside of there. When they get bigger, we'll show some footage. And if you've been following Jack's tanks, he did have at one time some little calico bristlenose plecos. But those guys, when we were kind of renovating this whole tank, we gave them to other people and took them back to the pet store for trading and stuff like that as we were tearing that other tank down. Look at this guy right here. What's up, dude? There he is. They're so inquisitive. They're so funny. Hey, man. Yeah, so we're going to do a separate feeding. We're going to feed them, but we're going to share that at a different time. So we're going to go back over to this tank. There's the gourami right there in the bridge. So these gouramis and these fish and turtles just go constantly back and forth from tank to tank. They'll go from over here, they'll go through the bridge, they'll go over here, and there's the little runt guy. He's the one we call Runt. What's up, dude? He just hasn't really grown. He does really well. He eats good. He's probably got some kind of genetic something going on. He just doesn't really grow.
He's small.
Yeah. He just stayed small. And then, of course, Jack has all of these wonderful peppermint candy cane tetra, they're called. And so many of those through this middle area here. And they pretty much stay in this middle tank. They're not really interested in going to the other tanks All the other fish go back and forth through the tanks, but they kind of stay over here. They are looking marvelous, dude. And when the sun hits them, it's really cool too. So I'm trying to not get too much glare off the tank, but still see where the sun hits them. These guys are beautiful, beautiful, doing awesome. There's about 15 of those guys in here, and then of course you have more of the blue, powder blue gourami over here doing awesome. And then we have one of our favorite things, these absolutely
chalk blue, because I feel like they look more like a chalk blue.
Yeah. Oh, and then we have the striated loaches. There is a huge family of about 15 striated loaches that live kind of among this whole root system here. And there's big ones and small ones, and we love those guys. And they're all kind of all around underneath here. Many of those, we love those guys. Oh, there's one of the little smaller ones there. Let me see if I can get him. There he is. Look at that guy. He's funny. They kind of go around and clean everything up and clean everybody off. But there's one of the other turtles there underneath there too. But one of our favorite fish of all time, right, are these guys. And what do you call these guys? The golden girls.
The golden girls.
Right.
Because they're golden and they're all females.
These are some of our favorite gouramis. These guys were in, these young ladies here were in the big tank. And we decided to bring them over to this tank. And if you look at this one,
them straight, they look pretty wide.
Look at this one right here. Now, most likely, due to the fact that the weather's warming up and it's springtime, these young ladies are holding eggs. This one is unbelievable. Look how big she is. They are so cool. And we've talked about these golden gouramis before, and they are one of the few fish, in our opinion, that are actually gold.
I'm surprised she just didn't sink to the bottom.
Yeah, she's really big.
She's
really big.
Pretty fat.
Most of these gouramis are, I mean, you can see compared to my hand, she's back a little bit. If she comes up, there you go. These are pretty huge gouramis. And they're not giant gouramis by any means. They're just big. Look at her, though. Wow. She's something. So these are all 4 girls. You can see from the dorsal fin there, nice and round.
And yes, they do have a lot of space because I count these as tanks. So they can go up and spread.
So those golden gouramis are constantly going through the bridges. And hanging out in here. There's a little runt there in the back. He's always swimming around. He's so funny. Yeah. Really cool. So anyway, these young ladies, oh, there she goes. She's going to go up in there maybe. They probably think we're going to feed them, which we are, but they go in there all the time. When they go up here, they kind of magnify in the bridge, so it's kind of cool. But we love these guys. We call them the golden girls because there's 4 of them. And again, like we were saying, these are one of the few fish that we think are actually golden. Very few fish are.
I mean, they are.
Yeah, a lot of fish are really kind of like yellow, that they refer to as golden. These guys are awesome. We've always been a huge fan of golden gouramis. We love their little tentacle arms. And they're very cool, and they get along with all the little guys. They don't pick on them or mess with them. But there's chances are we're probably going to get a male, just to see what happens and throw them in here, because these young ladies have some eggs, for sure. Look at you.
It's right around Easter time.
Right. So anyway, we wanted to share some of the guys. Look at her. Wow. Wow. So anyway, we just kind of wanted to share how this looked when Jack comes home from school. This is what he does, kind of feeds these guys and everything. We wanted to kind of show it in the sun. And again, we'll probably be adding some things here. You know, maybe some plants or something like that. We really just wanted to leave more room for the turtles to swim. So we got the hang on the back filter there, hang on the back at the other side. This one has an under gravel filter with gravel. So the turtles kind of come over here and eat and bask in the sun, but when they want to bury themselves, they just go right through the bridge here. There's another one of the powder blue gouramis kind of coming through the bridge. And then they go over here, and then they just bury themselves in the sand. They were all buried, but they all came out as soon as they saw us because they wanted to eat. So lots of really neat guys in here. We will probably be adding some more or depending on if more of these plecos have babies. We have quite a few plecos in here, right?
Yes.
But we may put a male in here because we love these gold gouramis. And might be kind of neat to see what happens. Yeah, there he goes.
It looks like a flounder. It's like a pancake.
Yeah,
Silver
most of the
dollar.
time they kind of shoot across. And then they come back out over here. Oh, there he is. What's up, dude?
Sometimes when I'm sleeping, I hear like I can see them kind of, the gold gouramis go out like Mach 4.
Yeah, they kind of dart. Yeah,
And
they kind of dart
they
sometimes. Yeah. Well, anyway, we just want to show you these guys. We're going to do a separate feeding video for another week or so you can kind of see them. Oh, there's one right there. Yeah, there he is. He's buried down in there. See what they do? Look at that. The pleco's kind of cleaning off his shell for him there, but yeah, they just stick their nose out. See? And you'll see as soon as I put some food in, they'll come out. And we do have other videos when they're smaller eating, but
it's pretty epic.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they leave their shell sticking out, the plecos will come around and they kind of clean them off. But these guys are super cool. And so we're going to do a feeding video, but that'll come out soon. And you'll kind of see them busting out of the sand and going up and eating. And then after they're done eating, they all kind of collect up on here and just kind of bask and digest their food. It's kind of funny. But there's the runt. What's up, dude? He's still doing good. So we will see you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe and share and all that. And check out the links in the description about how we kind of built this whole thing. It was a lot of fun, wasn't it? It's a very unique setup you have here. And again, don't forget, if you want to be on Jack's Wall of Fame, hit us up in the comments. These are all other fish tubers and people we met on YouTube who have sent us their stickers and their letters and Christmas cards and all kind of things like that. So if you want to be up there,
stickers mostly,
hit us up in the comments. I'll send you my email.
And you could be on my wall.
You could be on Jack's wall. And we'll see you next time soon, guys.
Bye-bye.
You can see me waving in the door, look.
Oh, yeah, you can.